Your favorite fat boys.
What's up, everybody? Your favorite fat boy, Jarron.
Stefan, a.k.a. Mayhem, a.k.a. the greatest MC alive, a.k.a. 2024's most underappreciated hip-hop, bluegrass, alternative MC. It's a fusion, baby. It's a fusion.
Yeah, because we need something new in this world. So, he is the first and I'm the second. Welcome back. We are doing another list for 2025 from the artists in 2024. Let me ask you this: What do you think of the musical landscape of 2024? I know you don't listen to a lot of different people or really keep up with what's going on musically, right? You know, up to date. You kind of checked out years ago.
This is true.
So, how do you feel about the landscape of of what happened in 2024, music wise, like with the beefs and all?
Well, as far as rap beefs,
yeah. Well, yeah. Well, let's start musically first, then go to rap beef.
I mean, musically, there were some artists in 2024 that put out projects that I really liked. So 2024 was not dearth of any music to actually listen to. That was on the newer side.
Okay.
So I have no complaints. And the people who did put out stuff came strong.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah, I mean, I think people that put out, like, you had a lot of older artists, tenured artists that put out some great projects. Eminem, LL Cool J, Common, Pete Rock put out projects this year. All really like sound bodies of work.
Yeah, the Roots.
Yes, just it was a good year for me. I think it was a good year from hearing from artists that we grew up with and seeing that, like, they not done with.
Right. Yeah.
They still have a passion, a desire to do this, and they can still hold a torch to a lot of newer artists that are making their own way. During their tenure now. So 2024 also was the year of the beef, which we did a lot. We spent 2 episodes just covering this. Yeah. 2 or 3. So
2024 was the year that people who were ahead of the game got toppled out off the top of the game.
Got Macho Man Randy Savage on top rope.
Right. So whether you believe that they should have been there or not, they were, but then they got toppled.
Yeah, so we've covered that part of it, about the beef and everything, how it started and what records were good and were not. I'll ask Stefan this. What do you think about Drake suing Universal Music Group? Because he feels though they upped the play on Kendrick's Not Like Us song.
Yeah, I think it's a bullshit lawsuit on the merits.
Okay.
It really doesn't have any legs to stand on. It's going to fail. It probably won't even get to the point where the courts are going to say, yeah, you can proceed with this lawsuit, because it's a bullshit lawsuit on the merits. He's assuming that Not Like Us was big because they pushed it, as opposed to Not Like Us was big because people liked it. I mean, Not Like Us was one of the songs, a diss track where people were dancing to it, which normally you don't do to a diss track. As soon as people started doing dances to the diss track, it was a wrap. It was going to blow up.
Yeah, I think, to my 2 thoughts on this, 2 things can be true. People can actually literally love the song, and I also think that these streaming platforms can also push a hot song as well.
Absolutely. That could be the case, but he's saying that the reason that it was so big was inorganic in nature, where we know that's not the case.
No, this caught on wildfire, like, because in the heat of the battle itself, that was the song that pushed through. Like the other songs that they both did, like I think he started with not like us. He started with Like That on Future's track. Then Drake came with 2. He came with 2 more, and then he came with Not Like Us. Not like by that being like an instant hit. That's what did it. Like you said, people danced to that, and that's what pushed it through. And when you had 2 artists that are that big that decide they want to go back and forth on bars, what's going to win the battle is a song that catches like that.
Yeah.
Because when you think about Jay-Z and Nas, both those songs, they played on the radio, yes, but you could not play Ether in the club. You know, Ether is probably the better record.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Better record by far, but you can't play Ether in the club. You can play what they don't they don't know. What was that song? Whatever Jay's song was, you can play it in the club. You can play a lot of Jay-Z songs in the club, but not like us. You can play that at cookouts. You can play that at graduations. You play that at football games. The band's playing it.
Right, the whole crowd of people going A minor.
Right, and then he by him having just a big year, he also got big year. He did release music, but at that point that was like the biggest song he had put out, and he got the Super Bowl nomination. He's going to perform at the Super Bowl next month. So that's he was hitting on all cylinders at that point.
Yeah.
So
again, like I said, the Drake lawsuit is going to fail just on the merits.
Yeah, I don't see that going too far. I think it's done in. A lot of people don't see it being done in good taste. Like it's as if he's being a sore loser about it.
Well, obviously,
right. So
regardless of whether or not if that's what he's doing, that's the appearance of it.
That's how it's being taken.
And again, just on the merits of having an actual case to sue for, it doesn't meet it doesn't even meet the minimum standards.
Well, so what was your favorite album of 2024 or favorite song?
I mean, since we're going to talk about albums, I did have a list of albums that I thought were very good.
Okay.
Which
he did some homework for a change.
I always do.
You're right.
Which is why I always list the topics beforehand. So this is in no particular order.
Okay.
But the first one is the Dead South, Chains and Stakes. They are a folk bluegrass group. I listen to a lot of interesting shit, and this was just a very good album from folk and bluegrass with a little bit of a poppy sound. They had a lot of banjo, a lot of up-tempo stuff. Next is a new album from Linkin Park, From Zero, which just came out of nowhere.
I didn't even know that's my favorite. That's one of my favorite rock bands. Well, I don't say rock, but that's my favorite band. I didn't know they put a new album out. I know they got a new lead singer.
Yeah, I think her name is Amy Strong. Her last name might be wrong, but yeah, they put out a new album and damn near every song hits.
Okay.
Damn near every song. John Batiste, Beethoven Blues. It's a piano album, and it's like listening to Ray Charles remembering that he also knows Beethoven. It is masterful fusion.
That is a high ass compliment. I gotta check that out.
Yeah, it's like listening. It's like when you hear this man doing these like bluesy, soulful renditions of Beethoven and classical music. It is an experience. And the last two, from some old heads showing these kids that they ain't gone nowhere. I got LL Cool J, The Force. He got a ton of bangers on that one, especially Murdergrams fucking kills. LL goes the fuck in on Murdergrams Part 2. And Eminem, The Death of Slim Shady. Said it's sort of classic Slim. It's a bit of a gimmicky thing because it's Eminem seriously trying to see if he could get himself canceled with the things he's saying. But he has some of the hardest bars he has ever put on fucking wax on that album.
Yes, he definitely is pushing the envelope with that. His lyricism is untouched. He hasn't missed a step on
Absolutely.
that album. I agree with you on those two right there.
So I think Fuel is one of the songs that everybody always quotes when he goes at Puff Daddy. It's like, I'm like a R-A-P-E-R. I got so many essays. It's like, wait, he ain't spelled the word rapper and leave out a P, did he? I mean, he has some of the hardest bars.
Hearing those lines like that for the first time, it brought back such a nostalgia feeling listening to Eminem for the first time as a kid. Because he was saying shit that was so off the wall you haven't heard before. And it's like, and then to listen to him now in 2025, it was like, he still got it.
Yeah. He's had some of the hard, like those songs, and most of the songs hit. And then, for whatever reason, he put out like a remix album, like 2 months later.
Everybody everybody's doing that, and I hate it.
I mean, I thought I would, but some of the songs on the remix album, it's called like the like West Side Edition or something like that. They tough as shit.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's who had some great albums that I listened to in 2024. Dead South, Linkin Park, Eminem, LL Cool J, and John Batiste.
Okay, that's a good list. It's a very, very well thought out. My R&B didn't go too much to the new realm of things. I went to a rabbit hole. I listened to the old 90s stuff. So I've just been rediscovering like old 90s songs and then going to the 80s when I hear like the sample and then find out what that song was. That's what I went rabbit hole in 2024 on. But as far as rap goes, my favorite albums, this is no particular order. It was Common and Pete Rock, Eminem, LL Cool J, Big Sean dropped a new album, Doechii dropped was this a mixtape or a debut album?
I think it was an album.
Oh yeah, so her album was surprised. It really surprised me how lyrical she was, musically inclined she was, and it was just storytelling.
Yeah, she has a very weird sort of poetry style.
Yeah, and it felt real honest.
Yeah, because at first when I first heard the song, one of her songs, I was like, I don't know if I liked it, but then I gave it another listen. I was like, oh, okay, this is really interesting.
Right,
she is really good.
Yeah, I like the whole overall project. I think it's really a solid piece of work. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I didn't listen to the whole album. I only listened to 2 songs.
Yeah,
so.
Kendrick put a new album out called G and Next. That dropped, I think, in September, October.
Yeah,
so it was recently, but that's a solid project. That's probably Kendrick albums. I won't say they hit it, and it kind of hit. The last 2 you put out have been hit and miss with me. Well, not the last 2, because Damn, I like Damn, but Mr. Morales and the Steppers. That's a long body of work that is very, very. It's an album that you can't put on and just say like I'm gonna listen to this and just jam on it. It's trauma inducing to a certain extent. It's because it brings up a lot of things that people have told me that it's heavy for them. But this was about it. This to me was as close as I'm gonna get to the old Kendrick from Good Kid, Mad City.
Okay.
So, but he got into a pocket where he was like addressing a lot of shit from the Drake beef to Snoop Dogg, endorsing one of Drake's songs, whatever like that. He touched, and Lil Wayne now give him props for when Super Bowl in New Orleans. Just he touched a lot of different things, and he just still showed he still got a superior pen when it comes to writing and everything. J. Cole dropped the album in March called Might Delete Later.
Might Delete Later.
Yeah, so that was a solid project as well. Like, it was a surprise album that also had the infamous Kendrick diss on there that he immediately took off like after the weekend when he dropped the album.
Yeah.
But lyrically though, he's still on par, and it's still a solid project. So he has another album coming soon, I believe. It's called The Fall Off. I'm anxious to hear that, see how that sounds, where he's at with that. Ab Soul had an album out called Soul Burger, which I think is one of the better rap albums that came out this year that I don't think is getting enough love. So he was spitting like the rent was due on that one. Rhapsody dropped the album out. She puts out solid quality work every time she drops.
Now, the one thing that, like I said, I do like Rhapsody, but I guess the one thing that I didn't like, because a couple of songs that I heard from the album, it felt like it was a bit of a backtrack from Rhapsody, where she was trying to be the more hardcore, and I was like, it doesn't feel right from her. Based off of what from the original songs that I heard from her, it felt more like she was falling prey to let's do with industry stuff.
Okay. I've only listened to half the album, but
it wasn't like it was bad. It was just like it felt more like it's like this was some producer stepped in and said, "This is the kind of stuff we want you to do."
Okay, got
At least the 2 songs that I heard.
So yeah, I listened to the whole album. I need to get back into listening to that whole album because it was good for what I listened to. But like another album was Benny the Butcher and 38 Speech. They're part of the what's the collective? Griselda Collective. So I like this album because it was just the 2 of them going back and forth. It reminded me of kind of like a Jay-Z and Beanie Siegel kind of effect.
Okay.
Not saying they're that caliber rappers, but like that's what it reminded me of. But it was just them just going back and forth, and it was a simple, like it's a simple album, but it's like really done. It's done really well. Honorable mention: Redman got the album out.
He did.
But he has like 32 songs in that bitch.
I did not know that. I heard 2. They were hard.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I want to buy. Well, you know what? I mean, that's value right there. But 32 songs, that's a lot.
I love Redman, but when I was listening to it, I'm thinking it's going to be maybe 15, 17 at best. When I looked through the whole track list, I'm like, why you do 32 songs? But I get it because in this day and age,
yeah, I mean the songs are really short though.
Yeah,
they're like 2.5 minutes. I mean, the average is like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, so it kind of makes sense for the climate when projects are being put together.
Yeah, we're in the streaming climate.
Yeah, so I get it, but like I was like, damn, Reggie. But yeah, it's a good project so far. I haven't finished listening to it obviously, but it's definitely a good project. So then he came up with this list. Was it Compass came up with the top 50 albums of 2024?
Yeah.
So we're going to just go through the top 10 and see if Stefan knows anybody or not.
So at number 10, ScHoolboy Q, Blue Lips. I mean, I know ScHoolboy Q. I'm not a huge fan, but his music didn't really turn me off. It doesn't turn me on either, but.
You kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
I listened to this album. This is not my favorite ScHoolboy Q album.
Okay.
When I listen to albums, I try to give it at least a full 3-second listen, and I really couldn't get it through the first time with this one. So I know people they're happy to see when he comes out and drops an album, then he goes away for a little bit, and it comes back out like a year or two later. So I don't know. I felt like his last album, Crash, was more palatable. This one, I gotta go back and listen to it again. So I really can't rate this either yes or no or top 10 here.
Right. So number 9, Laila, Gap Year. I don't know who that is.
I don't know either.
So moving on. Number 8, Eminem, The Death of Slim Shady.
Would you put this higher, or
I would probably put it higher than 8.
Okay.
Only because I'm pretty sure some of the people on this list I don't even know. But like I said in the first part, this album had some of the toughest rhymes that man has ever put on paper.
Yeah, I agree with you
wax. There. All right, moving on. Number 7, Beyonce, Cowboy Carter.
I ain't listening to this at all.
I'm not even a Beyonce fan. So, sure.
I mean, Beyonce won. I mean, 2024, I think was a good year for her. A lot of people went and saw her concert. Ridiculously priced concert. A lot of these concerts are overpriced.
Yeah, I mean, that's how Ticketmaster work, baby.
Yeah, but a lot of people say this was probably her best album since, I don't know, whatever one they said beforehand, but a lot of people enjoyed this album.
Was that Lemonade album?
Probably.
Is it Kai the Thief next to Jesus? I don't know who that is either.
I never. That's the first time hearing it.
All right, moving on. All right, number 5, Billie Eilish, Hit 'Em Hard and Soft. I'm not a huge Billie Eilish fan, but she has a couple of songs that I do fuck with.
Okay.
But I don't know if I can actually listen to a whole album of it.
Yeah, her voice doesn't hit me the way his other people.
I mean, but I believe her brother does most of her productions, and his productions are on point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his productions are on point. Number 4, Doechii, Alligator Bites.
Hey!
Get Doechii, the person who I discovered this year, who I was like, oh, wow, yeah. Well, she's actually pretty good.
Yeah. I think we're about to see a shift from, like, the mainstream women that are rapping. They have a consistent theme. And, a lot of people, like, talking about how, like, some that performed at BET Awards, like Sexy Red, and they were talking about, like her performance and everything like that wasn't, they felt like it was, like, it wasn't good. It wasn't like to BET standards, but this is what the climate is right now.
Yeah, I mean, people love Sexy Red for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I think her music is trash. She's a terrible person, and her performance is a whack.
Not she's a terrible person. We don't know her.
I know her interviews. That's good enough for me to say she's a terrible person.
True. So I mean, I just know that's not for me musically.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
So like, but you have a pocket, like you have Meg Thee Stallion, Lotto, Doja Cat, Sexy Red, Glorilla. They're right now, they kind of at the forefront of rap. And then you got Doechii coming out, and it's like, it's artful.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before. It's more poetry, than it is like straight lyrics, straight bars. But it is definitely a comforting format and a change to what was previously, the best female rapper.
So hopefully, I think I don't know how. I know this is opening a lot of doors for her. So hopefully, whoever women come to follow next will follow more in this trend. And you do have artists like this, but like you want to see more artists get
like
the
a
push.
Tierra Whack.
Yeah, those type of artists who have been to get kind of like more of a look at now because this is what's pushing it. This is the narrative now. Like again, the 5 women I just mentioned, they that's entertaining. It has its place. I want to see more of this type of rap. So.
All right, moving on. Number 3, Metro Boomin and Future, We Don't Trust You.
I get why it's high on the list because this kind of set off the whole Kendrick and Drake beef.
Right, but Future, hot trash.
Future,
yo, for the one song with Kendrick on there, had to physically smack myself in the face to get through it, listening to Future whack ass.
He put out 3 projects in 2024, which I think he's like I have to find. I don't know if I have to find the list. It's not really important now, but there was a list where they did like the top 100 artists. I don't know who did it on those Billboard. It was Complex, but he was like number 2, Future, because the 3 albums he put out in 2024 they went number 1. And I was like, but Future is what, 14 years in now, 15 years in, so he has the following, he has the fan base. So when he drops an album, they're gonna listen to it.
Anybody ever said that the fan base is smart? It's just the fan base is there,
right? So, I get why why that's number what 3. I get why it's number 3. I don't necessarily agree with it because I listen to all 3 of those projects, and I'm just like, I could like that one to me out of the 3 is the best one. That's not saying much.
It ain't.
It ain't saying much, but like we know lyrically he's not up there. Now, what's funny, I will say this last tidbit. Somebody interviewed him and asked him what he think about Kendrick's verse on his song "Dissing Drake." He's like, he took a different approach to it. He said, "How is he going to get on my track and this another man? That's my song." And it was kind of like, well, we're not asking you about necessarily how you feel. We're asking about what you think about that verse. So, but anyway.
All right, number 2, Tyler the Creator, Chromacopia.
I'm not a big Tyler fan.
Not in the least.
But I appreciate his artistry. And that he has a pocket that he's trying to push himself. And
he does his own thing
right
off the muscle. I will give him kudos. He does his own goddamn thing. It ain't for me. I ain't a fan of it.
Yeah,
when he was with Odd Future, the only one I really liked was Boogie with the hoodie.
Yeah, I never got into Odd Future like that. When they would come, in that heyday, I never got into them. But Tyler as a solo artist, like his songs really never really connected with me.
Yeah,
Never made me listen to his albums.
I know some young folks who fucking love Tyler the Creator. I don't get it, but then again, it ain't for me.
Yeah, Savannah is a fan of his, and I was like, "What songs you like?" She's like, "Oh, I don't really know the name of songs. I just know like some of his verses from different songs she listens to." So I'm like, "Okay." Like I'm not knocking that's what she likes, but like I said, his artistry, in his interviews he does. I like the interviews he do when he explains his music, his love for music and everything, but it still doesn't give me enough to want to go listen to it and enjoy it. So it's not for me. I won't say nothing bad about Tyler the Creator.
No, yeah, I mean, other than the fact that I don't like it.
Yeah. So, but you other niggas, you D-Lo Brown, not D-Lo Brown, that's a wrestler. Boss Man D-Lo.
Boss Man D-Lo.
Yeah. What's Boss Man D-Lo? Rod Waves, Lil Babies, Dub Baby.
You know all the people.
I've heard their songs, but man, they everything's so fucking 1 minute, it's 90-second songs, and I hate it.
All right, and number 1, Kendrick Lamar, G and X.
I can see why that's number 1 because of the fact that he has such a big his beef with Drake. He put out like 3 songs. The verse on Like That on Future's album. I get why he got number 1. But at the same time, that's like one of my favorite projects he put out in recent years. So yeah, I would say overall.
Like I haven't really listened to it because I'm not a huge Kendrick Lamar fan. I did like Not Like Us. Another song that I heard I didn't really like. I liked the beat was Squabble Up.
Squabble Up.
That shit annoys the
Squabble.
fuck out of me.
His tone in his voice.
Yes. Squabble.
That's one.
Squabble.
It's so LA. It's so fucking LA. That's one thing I understand where you're coming from for like his tone of voice and everything. After a while, it does get a little like annoying. Cause like, all right, we get it. You from LA. You bang with the sets. Like,
it annoyed the fuck out of me.
yeah, because when he raps, he does like voices and stuff like that. Sometimes they hit a miss with me, but like I like the production on the overall album. So like the production is pretty cool.
Yeah, with the one track, I'm sitting there listening to it, and he stops and just screams, "Mustard!" It's like, what the fuck was that?
Mustard!
Like he powering up. Oh, I said, that was weird.
But that's what I think. This has made the album so popular. It's moments like that, like squabble up, mustard. It's so infectious that you got little kids saying it, and they don't know what they're screaming about.
All I know is it just bring mustard. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Right, it was a good time listening to that album. I still enjoy listening to it now. Yeah, mustard is retarded. But yeah, like if I had to make it like a quick top 5, I would do a 3. I would say Kendrick, Ab-Soul, and Doechii are my top 3 albums of 2024. I enjoy Eminem's and LL Cool J's albums were really, really good too. And like I said, Common, Big Sean dropped the album. Now in 2025, I need a Big Crit project. I need a Wale project.
I guess I would ask, what's the likelihood you think you're gonna see that?
I mean, well, Wale has put out. He did put out a single out. Was it? No, it might have been 2023, late 23. He put out a single out, or early 2024. But he says he's gearing up to drop an album, so that could come out. That can come anytime. But Big Crit, like he put an album out 2023, so it's about due. Or 2022.
There's only one thing that I'm looking forward to 2025, and that's Sade's putting out a new album.
Oh yeah, she is, and she's going on tour, isn't she?
Yeah, she already got a new song out, and the song is fucking beautiful.
It's dedicated to her son, right?
Yeah,
What's her daughter?
Her daughter who transitioned.
Okay.
Who transitioned. So it's a beautiful song, and that's the only. And she hasn't put out an album in almost 20 years, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. That's the only thing I'm looking forward to for 2025.
Yeah, I would like to go to a concert, but the way these ticket prices are.
Oh yeah, fuck no. I love you, baby. Not $200, love you.
That's reasonable. Our shit tickets was like $400.
No. I love you, baby.
Beyonce was like almost rent.
I love you, baby. Not hundreds of dollars, love you.
And then also too, one thing a lot of people complain about with like legacy artists, like Anita Baker. When people went and paid and saw her, they said like she wasn't really up to par.
I mean, she's old. Anita Baker is like 60 something. So that is kind of to be expected. It's like the last time I went and I saw Frankie Beverly and Maze. It's like, nah, baby. Sit down, Grandpa. It's okay. You did your thing when you could do your thing, but after a certain amount of time, your voice, your vocal cords get strained. You're old. You can't carry the notes as long. It's okay. So if I'm going to pay the money to see you, it's for the nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's not for what you can do right now, because I know you are not the same person that you were 40 years ago.
And I think that's why like a lot of people are flocking to see these artists now, because who knows how Chris Brown or Beyonce is going to turn, Usher's going to turn out the next 10 or 20 years from now.
Right.
We get it. Father time comes for us all.
Yeah, you are going to lose it.
Right. So we like, and I think Beyonce just turned 40. Usher might be 42, 43, something like that. So Usher, and then Chris Brown's only like 35, 36. So they got a long way to go, but the quality in their performances is what is like makes this worthwhile. To a certain extent, but paying these prices is out of pocket. I need pre-COVID prices.
I mean, it ain't like they were that good either.
I think the last time I saw was Kendrick, and this was around Damn, the album Damn. I think I paid like $220.
That's still too much for me.
I'd rather pay that now than to pay $800 or $400.
I'm sorry, a couple hundred is too much for me.
So, but yeah, that's our wrap up for the year. as far as music goes, and hopefully the people that I want to see come out, drop albums. Anybody looking forward to dropping an album this year besides Sade, like rap wise or anything?
Nope, just Sade.
So yeah, I mean Drake might drop another album. Who knows? You don't listen to Drake.
I don't.
J. Cole might drop his album. Anybody looking forward to R&B wise? Maybe dropping an album.
I mean, as far as R&B artists go, I have not listened to any new ones. The only person that I listen to new is Aya Star, who's, I believe, she's from Africa. Got a lot of Afrobeat stuff and has some decent songs. But as far as any newer artists or any artists who I know from the past who might potentially come out with something, no, I got nothing.
Okay. Well, that's the show. Make sure you comment who you think who you like is your 2024 artists. If you like any of the artists we named here on our list. If you agree with was that Complex? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you agree with Complex top 10 artists. And let us know what you think in the comments. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe? Question mark?
Yeah, and also let me know in the comments section if you know who Kai the Thief is.
Somebody.
All right, as you know, that's the show. And as always, you can check out this podcast on YouTube, and you can listen to the audio version on anywhere you listen to podcasts.
There you go. Peace out.
Peace.